whether you are able to type some questions. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm just recording, Nikhil. This is getting recorded anyways. So I think this will be good. And now I'm sharing my screen. So we'll start with the session. I will talk about the agenda as well. What is the agenda? And before we move on to the agenda and before I share my screen, so I mean, you already have got the lab setup with you. So I will run through that lab setup with you as well once again. And how we will be planning the 4 days, that also I will be showing right away, the module plans and other things in just a nutshell kind of thing. And so before we begin, let me just share this.
सुमित हाँ सुमित मेरे को बात करना था 1-2 मिनट। मुकेश से अपडेट मिल गया होगा ना आपको? आप जो पूछ रहे थे मतलब कैसा है? तो ओवरऑल समरी यही है कि वो लोग कर सकते हैं। मैंने सिर्फ उनको बोला था कि मतलब वो कर तो पहले भी सकते थे, बस वो हमको बता नहीं रहे थे। दे आर सेइंग कि अरे आप ये सब लोग ये सब चीज़ें उसमें लो अपना सीआर्स में। तो मैंने बोला कि नहीं, ये सब आप छोड़ दो, आप सिर्फ ये बताओ आपको अगर करना रहेगा तो आपको उस समय टर्न अराउंड टाइम कितना रहेगा? तो 2 टाइप से, एक तो आपको अगर मान लो मंथ के स्टार्ट में बोलते हैं, तब उनको पूरा ओवरऑल जो प्रोसेस रहेगा उसमें 1 दिन जाएगा। मतलब अगर नया कॉलम का कुछ चेंज आया तो, और अगर नया कॉलम का चेंज नहीं आया, एज़ इट इज़ रजिस्टर रहा तो आधा दिन में हो जाता है। ठीक है? तो ये उन्होंने मतलब आधा दिन बोले तो वो क्लाइंट को ऐसा बोलने का बोले हैं, वैसे उनको 4 घंटे और 6 घंटे ऐसा रेशियो है। ठीक है ना? वैसा रेशियो 6 साढ़े 6 घंटे में हो जाएगा। अब वो बोले बीच में अगर कभी जैसे हो गया, अप्रैल मंथ का डेटा चला गया, उसके बाद वो बीच में फिर से बोलते हैं कि रिपोर्ट के लिए नया कॉलम्स दो, तो उसमें आधा दिन का काम है। तो मैंने बोला था हमारा सपोर्ट का आदमी करेगा, आधा दिन लगे, 1 दिन लगे, वो कुछ दिक्कत नहीं है, और सीआर को हम देखेंगे कैसे लेना है। तो ये सब क्लाइंट से डिस्कशन नहीं हुआ है, बस ऐसा है कि आपको हमने बताया है। तो है ना?
Hi Satish, yeah, you were actually on. Okay, fine. So I think we can start, or we will wait for others to join. So I'm just sharing my screen. So let me know if you are able to see my screen. Screen is visible. Okay, great. So welcome to the session on data analytics using Power BI. So lot of learning, lot of demos, and I mean lot of working sessions and everything will be there in this particular session. And I will be taking you all through the journey of this particular tool. So where it started, how it is right now, and what are the new things coming up for this particular tool. But before that, I would just like to run you through the lab setup, that okay, what are the expectations? And I have already shared some folder, and which has got some data, some practice data. And so I will take you through some direct data sources as well. I will be showing you those data sources from time to time. So the first thing first, we will be working with three different tools. So one is your Excel, definitely. So that also has got Power BI capabilities. Then we will be spending some good amount of time with Power BI Desktop, which is the tool. And then we will be also seeing Power BI app as well. So these are the three components, three platforms rather, where we would like to actually delve into. So hardware setup, I have already shared with you, and just wanted to know what is the Excel version that you are using right now. So anybody? I'm using Ubuntu. So then it would be required to either go for a Windows based machine, and or if you have an RDP, you can just log into Windows RDP, and then you can practice and do this. Okay, talking from the Excel perspective, you are saying Excel 2013, which is absolutely fine. So though I am using Excel 20 Office 365, but this setup is absolutely fine. So it will work, no worries. So Excel 2013 onwards, I mean, it is absolutely fine. And I believe all of you have downloaded Microsoft Power BI desktop from this particular link. So is it working on your computer? Yes, yes, absolutely fine. So great. So desktop. Okay, so we will be spending a lot of time on desktop. And at any point of time, if you feel that okay, something needs to be repeated, or something needs to be focused more on, so we will I would love to hear from you on that perspective also. And the third part is the cloud part. So cloud part also we will be working on. So when you log into cloud, you you would be seeing that portal.office.com environment, and then from there you can. So I believe all of you have got Office 365 as well. So Office 365, you have. Yes, great. So Office 365 you have, absolutely great. So all the prerequisites are there. So people who are using Linux, or people who are using Mac, so they might have to work on or switch over to a Windows machine, because this is not supported by Linux or Mac at this time. However, when it goes to cloud, so cloud will be common. So cloud, everybody can work on the cloud. Absolutely fine. Okay, so what I have done is I have a folder, and so what I will do is I will keep all the working files, whatever files we are working, I will keep it in this particular folder. And then I have one notes page. So this is where I will be storing all the notes, right? So I mean, I will definitely talk about the agenda, the expectations. I mean, what the agenda that I have for this particular session. But before we proceed, I just wanted to have an understanding of the expectations that you have from this particular session. So if you could just list down those expectations in the chat window. Yeah. Um, Tasin, you don't have Office 365? Okay, so Excel 2013 is there, Power BI is there. Okay, okay. Fine. So okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll see about the cloud version. So what best, because that, I mean, I will let you know for the cloud version, because cloud version can be taken as a free trial also for 60 days. So that is not at all a problem. You can use your email ID to take or invoke cloud version for 60 days trial. So that I will let you know when we go to that particular section actually. So yes, can we just have the expectations on screen? You can use Windows VM, absolutely, Vijay. You can definitely use Windows VM. So I also use Windows VM. Absolutely possible. Okay. So yeah, so over to the audience. What is the expectation from this? Because we will be spending 2 weeks, right? So 4 days. It's a massive time, full day you are spending over here. So definitely you have your expectations from the session. So I would like to understand the expectations, please. So first question. I'm just giving a poll first of all, and I'm just creating a poll over here. How many? So I'm just creating a poll. If you could just answer this. Okay, 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 okay. Great. Others? Okay. So good to see that. So you have working knowledge with Excel. This is absolutely fine. Okay. So fine. So I mean, the major things that we are going to talk about is like the basic things that you have already seen in Excel, but we will be doing it in a very different way because this will be the Power BI part of it. So that's what we are going to learn. Okay, from the session, can you just put down the expectations from the session? What are the things that you would like to see more? What are the things that you don't want to see? Something from that part, all of you. If you want to speak, you can let me know. I can unmute or let you speak as well. Anyone? Okay, hands on rather than PPTs. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, please. Yes, please. Somebody was saying something. Real life use cases. Yes, absolutely. So yes, it will be based on real life use cases only. Absolutely. And PPTs, just like for the, I mean, not even for the concepts. I mean, most of the things we will be doing demo based. This will be demo based actually. So PPTs, hardly we will be seeing any PPTs. Very negligible, just to give you the understanding, the initial understanding. That's it. Okay. Anything else? Any particular topic that you want to focus or something? Okay. So I
Rupam, the thing is that like many of the training members are like they are just freshers, so and
Mhm.
other also are from different domains, so they actually don't have the answers for your questions. It is like we'll start with it and we'll like uh, later on we'll ask our questions from you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Mm.
Absolutely. And so no problem with that. So let me just broadly classify this session. So I will show the agenda, but before that, let me broadly classify the session, what we will be doing in these 4 days actually, right? So in day one, we will be, so any data analytics, any BI tool, data analytics, whatever sessions you have actually, it is divided into four sections. One is data gathering. So today we will be focusing on data gathering. Different types of data we will be seeing, and then how to gather it into either the self-service of Excel or into the Power BI desktop part. So both the things we will be seeing. Then we will be seeing something called data modeling, right? And in day three, we will be seeing data visualization completely. So data visualization tomorrow also we will be seeing to some extent, and this will be the basic visualization, right? So then we will be focusing on advanced visualization, data visualization, and plus we will be working on the cloud part as well. Day four will be dedicated to case studies, right? So this is how, so case studies will be here also. I will be showing you from time to time different types of data and how to ingest it into Power BI and then work. But day four will be completely dedicated to the case study. So we will pick up one end-to-end case study and see that, okay, how I mean Power BI can work over there. Okay, so okay, I think we have all participants over here. So now, as I told you that, okay, I will take you through this agenda. The high level objectives that we will be focusing on is that, okay, I mean understand what are the challenges that you might face while working with the data, and how to enhance these skills, and just talk about the data visualizations more, and then how to share whatever you have done with the stakeholders, right? So that is how we will be focusing on this particular agenda. So we will be talking about the start, I mean the beginning of, okay, business analytics, data analytics, how it works, some of the steps, and then we will be moving on to how do you summarize data and identify the patterns with the data, and then we will be moving on to the, so I mean more module by module we will be going. So these are not day wise. So definitely this is day one, day two, we have formulated like this for small packages. But what we are doing is we are going on with a full day session. So we will be talking about the discovery techniques also. We will be working on the visualization techniques also, using the Power BI style of Excel as well as in desktop as well. Then we will be working with the slicing and dicing and interactive reports. How do we create and self-service BI? And then we will be focusing on some of the case studies also. These case studies could be from different sectors. I have case studies from all these sectors, so we can do expense analysis, or we can work on some project management data and some finance and operations data. So many are there. So we will be working on this agenda, following this particular agenda. But in a nutshell, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about these things. So today's session will be completely dedicated to data gathering. So different types of data gathering techniques that we are going to use in today's session. So apart from that, so we will have around at least two breaks in between. So today The break system might be a bit different. So I'm just telling you in advance. So we will be having the lunch break around 1, so almost around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Right. So it might be around maybe 12:45 based on the how the session flow goes, and we might have a small breather in the first half, and then we will be having a break at around 3 p.m. So actually today, so there's a schedule maintenance that needs to be done. So there will be a one break that we will be taking at 3 p.m., but it will not be the case for all the days. So tomorrow onwards you can change your break timings or something like this. Okay, so and in between, if you just I mean, let me know that okay, you need a short break or something, 10-15 minutes. So we are just open to that because it's a whole day session. So I would definitely, you all would require, even I would also require some breather from time to time, definitely. So, and being a virtual session, so it has got its own advantages and disadvantages. While we are safe and secure in at our home, but at the same time, so let's say uh, collating and then group discussions and all these things might be a challenge over here, but we will see how far we can mitigate those challenges and then take the session forward. Okay, so before we proceed, I'll just like to just understand that okay, in a regular day, when you get the data, let's say we are talking about data everywhere, we will be talking about data. So what are the sources of data that you see from day to day? Actually, I mean, suppose whichever task you are doing, whichever project you are doing, so where is the data usually? Where what kind of data you work with on a regular basis? So can anybody just highlight on that? What kind of data you work with on day-to-day basis? I mean, where is the data? What is the data source actually? So I think you have been working on different tools, definitely, but what is the source of the data? Databases, okay. Um, a SQL Server database or Oracle or SAP, what kind of database? And do you directly talk to the tables? SQL, okay. Directly you open the SQL database and then get the data from there. Is it like that? SQL Server, Postgres, okay, yes, okay, etc. Okay, fine. So I will be showcasing with you in today's session the data gathering, um, especially from the flat files. So we will be talking about the flat files. So this could be directly from Excel, or it could be from CSV. So that I will be showing it to you. And apart from that, we will be taking data from web URL. Then we will be taking data from API using OData. I will be showing you data gathering from SQL Server, and I will be showing you how to take data from JSON, right? So these are the 5 data sources from where we will be showcasing data gathering techniques today. So we will be, by the end of this first day session, so you should be able to get data from all these locations into Power BI and then work. So today we'll be focusing completely on data gathering techniques. So I will be going in a moderate pace, but at any point of time, if you feel that okay, I'm going a bit fast or slow, so please let me know. I will moderate it accordingly. Okay. So um as I said, that this will not be a PPT based training. Definitely, this will have hands-on exercises. You can be with me, and then we can see the demos and everything. But first of all, we need to appreciate and understand that, okay, where is the data coming from? How big is this industry? So that understanding we need to give first of all, and before we proceed with the tools. And we will be having some icebreakers in between as well. So I will be talking about that as well. So see, this is a very big industry. I mean, billions of dollars, and eventually all the companies, all the organizations will be in this business, right? So everybody will be in data business. So because data is being generated everywhere, even your Google is generating data. You must be knowing what is the business model of, let's say, if you talk about Oyo, you talk about Amazon, you talk about Flipkart, you talk about Mintra, and all these e-commerce companies. So, what is their objective? What is their business model? Do you think that their business model is to just help you with your items and help you with your, to just give the items to your home and something like this? So no. So their idea is something else. So their idea is to understand the consumer needs, that okay, if you are buying a TV, what kind of TV, which brand of TV or television you like. If you are buying a air conditioner, so when you are buying and what brand you like, so that it can be sent it back to the manufacturer as well. So it's a cycle actually. It's a big cycle. Same goes with the FMCG also, and same goes with the appliances also, consumer goods also. So everybody is talking about data. So even if you talk about Ola, Uber style, so they are also working on data. So they know that okay, where are you going from, where, which location to which location you travel often, and reason they could roll out some campaigns. They understand the customer, and then they can give out some more offerings or something like this, some patterns and other things also. So it's a big industry, and growing at a rate of around 30% at CAGR, right? So we are talking about this particular industry. Now, to work with BI or with data analytics, we need to focus on some strategy. So this part, please pay some attention, because this is going to be the main focus of whatever we are doing within this session actually. So we need to gather some technical skills. That is for sure. So data modeling skills, SQL querying skills, data analytics skills, and definitely some kind of skills related to report making. So those all things will be required by you. And on the other side, definitely understanding the business. So whichever business data you are working with, so having a good understanding of the business will help. And once you have all these things, to present this data, you would require the storytelling techniques as well. By the way, anyone, I mean, how many of you have seen this visualization? Which is, can you identify the tool for this visualization? Anyone? So we can just start our journey from here itself. I'm showing it to you once again. Which is this tool?
Power BI only, na?
Okay, yes. Power BI, Power BI desktop, Power BI cloud. So we expect this to be Power BIs, right? Anybody else? Anything else? So if I say this is Excel, then Pentaho. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I have not seen Pentaho. So, but if you are saying that, okay, this kind of visualization is possible in Pentaho, so I take it up. But I don't go to that far, not even to Power BI also. This is the power of actually this is the power of Excel. So let me show you, and we all can do this, and we can work on this particular data right away. So uh, let's start. Just have a warm up activity right away. So we are going to open Microsoft Excel. So for how we will, so the pattern that we are going to work over here is we will be keeping all the files within a folder. Let's say I am keeping a folder called work files, and I'm going to take a file over here. So this will be, let's say, NSEIT demo, and then visual, and then 12th of March 2021. So like an Excel file, I just open it. Okay. So let's see this. You can just take a blank Excel file. So all of you can do with me this particular task, and post this. I will tell you that what are the other things that Excel has got, and then I will introduce you to the world of BI, right? And the data analytics and BI. What are these terms? What are the things that you need to take care? So I will be telling you. So let's begin. So I took just a simple Excel file. And where will the data come from? So the data, let's say, will come from online source. So let's say I open online source, and so suppose we talk about, let's say that because we have this what you call it as, because we have it this as a geographical data kind of thing we want. So let's say I'm just putting where are the tallest buildings in the world, just randomly I'm just selecting something, right? And I will just share this link with you. So anyway, this is Wikipedia link, right? So you can just take this link. Open Microsoft Excel. Go to the menu item called data. Under data, you might see an option called new query or get data, new query. Under that, you will find from other sources, and there you will find from web. So new query from other sources, web, and please paste this link and say okay. Are you able to see this screen in Excel? Great. Superb. So now if you see what we are doing right now over here is we are getting Wikipedia data. We are getting Wikipedia data from Wikipedia. So we know that Wikipedia's backend is also an Oracle. So there's a database. So directly we are working on that particular database and then looking at the data over here. So there are many tables over here, table 1, table 2. So they are not named properly. Some of the tables are named properly, but some of the tables are not named properly. So that's absolutely fine. That's not at all a problem. So what we do is we take this table 1, and so table 1. So you can just see what is there in table 1. So we have the building and we have the city. Right, we have the city, we have the country, we have the height, and then we have the floors built. All these things are there, let's say. And simply go to this option called transform data. The moment you say transform data, you will see that you have come to another sheet, which is a part of Excel. Okay. So we don't have to do anything over here. We can just say close and load. So what we just did now is that we got a data from Wikipedia and then put it into Excel. Very simple task, but if you understand the entire ecosystem, so from Wikipedia, data is going to your some Oracle, some database, and from that database you are bringing the data. This is a public data, and you can just you have just connected as an anonymous user, and then got this particular data into Excel, right? So we can save this. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to see how to take this data into a visualization. So you can see over here we have this city. City has got a landmark or a location that we can use. We have the countries also. So all these things are there. So now what we do is we keep the cursor inside the table, go to insert, and you should see an option called 3D map. Are you able to see this? Okay, great. So if you could just please click on 3D map. So immediately you will be able to see this particular data. So this is the data labeling. So what I will do is I will click on, you can just click on this option called map labels, and immediately the labeling will be done. So you can see that Excel has put these small dots just to showcase where are these I mean buildings in this world, right? So where are the buildings? It has just put it marked like this. So now what we need to do is we wanted to see that, okay, I mean, all of them are not same, right? Some of them will have more buildings, less buildings, or something like this. So what you need to do is you can see that automatically. First of all, you see that automatically it has captured city as city because the name of the column was city. It picked up the city over here, and it says that there's a confidence of 91%. So 91% means what? So there were three cities which Power BI could not map. So in China, these are the three cities which Power BI could not map. That's why it is showing 91%. That's absolutely fine. So now what you do is you go to height and you say floors, something like this. Height and floors. So now if you see, it's showcasing something like this. So if you have any kind of geographical data, you should be able to actually visualize it like this. So see, this is how the data is being visualized on top of the map. So there are some people still on this planet who thinks that our earth is flat like this. But for rest all of us, earth is like this. So something, and I mean it I mean you can see that, okay, you are able to visualize the data just like that, or you can increase and zoom also over here, right? Now what happens is this is the sum of all the floors. That doesn't mean anything. Sum of all the floors. So then what you do is you click on this option called category and say build, and then you will see the real magic. So now you can see that, okay, there are colors. Earlier it was just only one color. And if you could please click on this particular second option, clustered column, then you will be able to see this details. So you can see it shows me the actual building, and it shows that this is the highest building, and it was built in 2010 and has got 163 floors. Likewise, what you can do is it is not only about just showcasing this height and width or something like this. Imagine you can showcase within the country also the different data points and on top of the map, right? So this is how the visualization works over here. So do we have any questions on top of this? So were you able to just, this was just a warm-up activity. I will go into detail of this, but this was just to showcase the capabilities of the tool that you are using right now. Okay, so this is today's Excel. Any questions? Anyone? Okay. So the best part of this is like Not only you can just show it live, but what you can do is all these things, whatever data and all these things you are putting over here, you can just create a video out of this. This entire movement can be a 10-second, 15-second, 20-second clip, and you can make a video out of this. And so something like this, I mean, let's say a quick video, and then you can put some soundtracks also on top of this. So you can put some music, some soundtrack, even your voice, all these things you can put within this particular data actually. So don't apply because it will take some time to do that. So I'll just say cancel, just say cancel, just to show you what are the features of this particular tool right now. This is this particular data. This particular data is connected to the Wikipedia source. So you can see it says table 1. So we wanted to just remove this data. Let's say randomly, I'm just removing some data from here, right? So I wanted to show you that this is connected source. I remove some of the data source, data, and then I close this. I just close the file. And then I again open the file. And then if you just go to the data, and you can just go to data and say refresh, you should see that the data has been refreshed. So that's the power of data ingestion using this particular tool. So this is, which is this component, how is this happening? I'm going to now show you, but this was just to give you an idea that okay, this is possible, getting data directly into a map. Talking about the tools that are available in the market today. So Power BI is by and large the top leader, and I mean from the Microsoft technologies definitely. So Microsoft has been a data leader in analytics and BI platforms in the Magic Quadrant of Gartner. This has been a leader since last 13 years. So as of 2020, which means that from 2007 till today, this is the Magic Quadrant leader. Other companies, other tools came, but they could not match the capacity of this particular technology called from Microsoft. Now, apart from Microsoft, there are other tools as well. So let's say we have Tableau, we have MicroStrategy, Tibco, and Click. All are there, and there are some other niche players as well. But and you can see over there. So the major factors that has enabled this tool to be at this particular top position, first of all, is actually the I mean I would say the adaptation, because most of the people know Microsoft Excel. So it is like an extended version of Microsoft Excel kind of thing. So mostly you will be seeing those features. Apart from that, the most important thing is the cost and the support that you have got. So talking about the cost, this tool, when it goes to the cloud mode, it will cost you around $10, which is $9.99 per user per month. So that's the cost that we are going to see over here. And if you are working on the desktop version, it is free. And if you are still working on the Excel version, that is also a part of Office 365. So even Power BI is a part of Office 365. So what you can do is, like, you can use this particular features from some of the features from Excel also, the way I'm just showing you right now. But we will be heavily working on the desktop version because that's the main tool. So Power BI has got the best option is that Power BI has got a big list of visuals as well. So you'll see custom visuals, standard visuals, these all visuals and other things also you will be seeing from this particular tool. And basically the major driver is the ease to work with this particular tool. So you will be seeing this during this particular session. Okay. Now coming to some important things before we proceed further. That okay, whenever you are taking any of these particular tool sessions or understanding or learning, you need to understand the entire ecology ecosystem of this particular tool. That is very important. Where is this, how this tool has appeared, and what is the history geography of this particular tool. So those all things you should be understanding first. So any queries as of now? Okay. So what error, Nikhil? Where did you get an error? When you select the URL in Excel. Okay. Not sure. So, Nikhil, is it possible if you could just present and then um share the screen so I can just help you immediately? Oh, okay. So please close this. No, 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 not this one. So close this window. Yeah. Um, go to, please go to, where is this? Yeah, data and yeah, from other sources. Please go to from other sources. Okay. Could you please go to file option and options and add-ins. Add-ins. Yeah, add-ins. Please select com add-ins at the down there. You will see a drop down. Select com add-ins. Say go. Okay, I think the query Power Query is not enabled, but only the pivot is enabled on this particular machine. So let's try once again, because ideally you should be getting from data, you should be getting a new query, and from there it should work actually. But anyways, we will be working mostly on Power BI. That's fine. So okay, we will do the same exercise in Power BI. Don't worry. So I think that this is having yeah. So it should have new query actually. So then only you will be able to see. But Power Pivot I can see. That's strange because Power Pivot is there and Power Query is not there. So I mean, I will just guide you with one thing. If you could just go to a browser, any browser. Yeah. So you can just type Power Query. Power Query. Yeah. In Excel 2013. Yeah. So if you say just yeah, go to this first link. So whenever you are, whenever we are not working, we are on, let's say on break or something. So if you could just try installing this on your computer. So if you just go down, there is a download option and you can, so it looks like that this query is, yeah. So you can get this 32-bit, I think 32-bit maybe. So that should work fine actually. And this is an MSI file. Yeah, so check which one works. I think the 32-bit should be working. And then after that, if you, I think if you restart Excel, then yeah, because Excel is already working, so Excel you have to close. You have to close Excel. Yes. Retry. Yeah, so you have to start 32-bit version, the 32-bit version, not the 64-bit. So you have already taken 32-bit. I think you can just yeah, the first one, 32-bit. Okay, okay. Okay, finish. What? Okay.
Do I try it now?
Just try it once. I don't know, because there is a SP service pack also it is required. So go to data. No, it is still showing the same thing. You should be seeing a new query option. So I think it requires a service pack also. So SP1 it was asking about. So maybe during the break you can just try, because you already have the Power Query now downloaded, 32-bit. So I think you would require SP1, service pack 1 of 2013, and then you should be able to download this.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. So I will now share my screen. Okay, fine. So I mean, the same thing can be done with Power BI as well. So, but I just wanted to show you that okay, Excel also has got that capability. But fine, never mind. We will see some other components as well. But before we proceed with the desktop and understanding of the versions and other things, first of all, let me give you the complete architecture, okay, of this particular tool, how it works, what are the components of this. So this all of you, I think you have heard about SSMS, right? So SSMS is SQL Server Management Studio. Right. So SQL Server Management Studio. So this SQL Server Management Studio has got three components: SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS. These are the three components that we have got. This was the beginning of data analytics era with Microsoft actually. So what is this SSIS? This is actually SQL Server Integration Services. We also call it as an ETL tool. Right. So I will come to ETL shortly. So extraction, transformation, and loading tool. This is actually analytical services. Yes. And this is nothing but reporting services. So now why I'm talking about these things? What is the requirement of talking about these three tools? So ETL tool is actually data gathering tool. So mainly this is used heavily for data gathering. Can you use any web URL which contains data? Yes, absolutely right. You can use any URL which has got data and that data is shared. Actually, that you can use definitely. So I mean, I can show you some of the examples also. I will be sharing with you. What are the other examples? I will share some. I have shared some of the data sources also. I will be sharing those data sources once again live over here as well. So anyways, one is the ETL, which is the gathering tool. Sorry. Not sure where is the sound coming from all the time. Okay. Second is the modeling tool. This is called data modeling tool. This is the modeling tool actually. So data cleanup and formatting, these all things happens over here. Then building up the data model. What is data model? We will discuss it shortly. And this is actually the tool for data visualization. Right. So these are the three components actually, which makes any kind of data analytics platform. So now I just wanted to have a quick poll with all of you. So I just say, I type it over here. According to you, what is Power BI? So is it a data gathering tool, or is it a data modeling tool, or is it a data visualization tool, or what do you think? Like, so your questions, answers. Okay. Okay. Others? Anybody else who has not done the voting? Okay. So some of you think that this is a data visualization tool, And most of you think that this is a complete set of data gathering, modeling, and visualization tool. Okay, so let me tell you that this is actually a overall tool. So it allows you to do all these three things: data gathering, modeling, and visualization, which means that you will be seeing the components of integration services, you will be seeing the components of modeling also, and you will be seeing the components of reporting as well. All these three you will be seeing. So this is SSMS. Why I am talking about SSMS is that this is the major component, SSRS. So SSRS, data visualization, but what happened is this was actually used for paginated reports, right? So paginated reports, this was used earlier. So reporting services. Today, reporting services is just going to shut down, and everything will be taken care by Power BI only today, if you ask me, as on today's scenario. There's a new term that I have used over here, paginated reports. Anybody who has seen paginated reports, or you know what is a paginated report? Can anybody give me an answer? Paginated reports.
So, Rupam, maybe there are reports which cannot be shown on a single page. So we can have pages, like multiple pages that we can navigate to. So generally, we do it like in data grid. If we cannot show all the records over there, so we just give some next or some page numbers over there. Is that the same?
Yeah. So can you give me an example in day-to-day life? Have you seen a paginated report? Anybody? In day-to-day work, day-to-day life, we have seen paginated report for sure. Everybody has seen it.
Yes, yes.
So any example? Anybody? Let me see if you are writing. Mark sheets. Okay. Um, I would rather say a very simple statement. Your bank statements is a classic example of paginated report. So when you go to net banking, so you give the start date and the end date, and then you hit the submit or the OK button, and then it generates a report. That is a classic example of paginated report. So what happens is in paginated, just understand this concept first of all. So there are two types of report. One, reports which you have to invoke. You have to pass some parameters and invoke a report, right? So paginated reports are like that. But other BI reports in today's world are all auto. I mean, you just open the report and it gives you the data. You don't have to click somewhere, or you don't have to start a report or something like this. So this is the old fashioned report, paginated report, but it is still in use. So all your banking statements, even if you, when you go to the railways, you have seen the reservation chart, or in each and every coach. So that's a paginated report. So what happens the moment you give, let's say, S7 is the sleeper coach number, automatically a report is generated. So but S7 has to be given, and the date, travel date has to be given, and then when you press enter or OK, then only that report is getting generated. By default, automatically you cannot see anything. Same goes with the airlines also. You must have seen when you are boarding a flight, I mean, just before boarding a flight, sometime, I mean, just half an hour, 40 minutes or 50 minutes early, you have seen a dot matrix printer printing several pages. So that report is a classic example of paginated report. So what the crew or the ground staff does is that puts the flight number and the date. That's it. and then it starts printing all the passenger details, who has checked in, who has not, how many seats are vacant, all the details, because that's the checking point, final checking point before you board the flight. That's a classic example of paginated report. So these paginated reports have been there for long time, right? So now, I mean, people are used to seeing visualization of the data. So that's why from paginated report, we have moved to the Power BI part actually. So actually, this was the beginning of reporting using using SSMS technique, SSRS technique. And now what happened is, after around, I'll tell you how it actually started off. So in 2007, you know that Excel converted from XLS to XLSX. This was the first task that Microsoft did in terms of Excel, to convert it into a 4-letter. I mean, not only 4-letter, but so many features were added. 2007, 2010. What happened is, Excel was equipped with something called self-service BI features. What is self-service BI features? So self-service BI feature equipped Excel with these 4 things. We had something called Power Query. Then we have something called Power Pivot. Then we had something called Power View. And then we have something called Power Map. So what is this Power Query? This is actually data gathering tool, right? Or in other sense, we call it as ETL. What do you mean by ETL? Extract, transform, load. Right now, with this particular Wikipedia data, we must have seen that we did transform data, right? So we did transform data. So that was also one way of looking into the data. Okay. So this is data gathering. Then came data modeling. So this is Pivot is actually data modeling tool. And the view and the map. So view is now not there as of now. So it was there in 2013. After that, it has gone. So only Power Map is there. So what you saw is, this is actually data visualization, and this is actually general. So general data visualization. This is also data visualization, but this is for geospatial data. So if you have geospatial data, then in that case you use Power Map, the one that we just used. So this is Excel. So if anybody says what was the beginning, or when was the beginning of Power BI? So you can say that it started in 2010 with Excel self-service BI. So this was the part of Excel. We just saw this example. Then what happened in 2013? So Project Power BI was kicked off. And in this Project Power BI, so there were actually, it's not a Project Power BI, so rather it was actually Project Platform, right? So Project Platform. So Project Power Platform has got 3 components. If anybody asks you what are the components of Power Platform, so the first is Power Apps, and then there is Power BI. So, and the third one is Power Automate. These are the 3 components of the Power Platform. So what is Power Apps? So Power Apps is actually a data entry, I mean, you can say tool or something like this. And this is what? This is data analytics, right? That you are already seeing, and we will be seeing it in detail. So Power Apps, just I'm giving you a knowledge that okay, Power Apps is something. So you can explore that particular thing of your own, right? And Power Automate is nothing but an you can call it as an RPA, which is called um, robotics process automation. You can call this as robotics process automation. So now I will tell you how these tools work. So we will be definitely focusing on Power BI. So Power BI also, this Power BI, the project that started. So Power BI officially was announced in July 2015, right? So July 2015, you can say the birth and the beta rollout of Power BI happened in this. So almost around 6 years back, right? So now it started, the project started in 2013. And if you right now also go to Power BI's official website, you should be able to see the archives from 2013, that okay, what all things they did to make Power BI to come to this particular level. Power BI, if somebody asks you what are the components, so now you know Power Platform is a bigger part. Power BI, if somebody asks, then you have to say that Power BI has got these three components. What is what? One is the Excel self-service BI, which we were just seeing this. Second is Power BI Desktop, and third is Power BI App, or you can say Cloud. And this is app.powerbi.com. These are the components of Power BI. And what is there hidden inside the self-service BI Excel? So I showed you Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and Power Map. Okay. So any questions as of now? Okay. No questions? Fine. Now let me show you some of the data sources that I have already shared with you. I have shared some data sets and exercises with all of you, and it will have some master data, right? So it will have master data. So if you just open master data, so you should be able to see something like some finance data is also there. Then you will see something called some general data. So this general data we will be working heavily today as well, and tomorrow, and the further weeks also, further days also. And apart from that, there is some very interesting case related to human capital. We can do this case study. So you will be seeing this live, how Power BI can help in resolving this issue. Apart from that, there are some images that I have just put. These are some random images. So you can keep some images if you want in your own folder also, you can pick up. So what I have pasted over here is, one of them is a logo. Let's say I just wanted to use a logo for a company, any logo, and then some background images. That's it. So these are the two things that we kept in this particular folder. Let's have a look at some of the data sources. Let's say, so if you just go to human capital, you will see that I have given some Excel files also. So let's say core HR or recruitment cost or something like this. If you just open, let's say core HR, This is a pure, simple data from any organization. It will be similar kind of data. And if you go to the other one, recruiting cost, so you will see that it is kind of a pivot. So all these issues that we usually face with Excel, so these all things we are going to mitigate using Power BI, right? So back to back, we will be creating some Power BI files today, and we will resolve these issues. That what are the issues that you might face while getting data into Power BI and how to mitigate that. Okay. So now we are going to do one more exercise just to showcase the power of this particular section, data modeling using Power BI. So that will be one exercise. Post that, we will take a short break and then we will continue our journey with Power BI desktop as well. We haven't received these files, data sources. We don't have these data sources. Oops. Oh, yeah. Just a moment. So, Satish, do you have the files with you? I mean, or any way to check? So, I'm not sure about this. Let me check. So what I can do is I can send it as a zip file to Satish. Mm, okay, so I'm not sure why you have not received this file. Because we have sent it from our side. Okay, so what we will do is I'll send it. Let's do something, because this files will be required for our training purpose. So these are all data files that we are going to use, data sources as well. So heavily we will be dependent on these files. So let me just let me share it with Satish and then ask him to just forward it to all of you. Meanwhile, what you can do is we can just take a short break right now. So we will be back in around 10 minutes time. So maybe by 11:20 we will be back, and meanwhile within this 10 minutes I will be sharing this to Satish, and Satish can share it back to you. Okay. Fine. So let's take a break for 10 minutes.